Hello, everybody. So, for those of you who don't know me, I teach the proper spiritual practice. I help teach the proper spiritual practice in order for the people with a good heart, people who mean well, so those people can live a very beautiful life, a very fulfilling life with not very many mishaps, okay? We want to make sure everything goes well. All right. Um, I've been using psychedelics since I was only 14 years old. And so that will include, psilocybin, mushrooms, LSD, and MDMA. So, yes, we do have a lot of experience with that. I'm also vegan myself, so my pineal gland is pretty decalcified. All right, so we've been practicing and documenting all of our research for quite a long time, okay? So yeah, I would say I'm pretty freaking experienced, and within the last few years, my manifestations have been coming in pretty freaking well, like really well. All right, so pretty confident out here that I know what we're doing. Okay. I don't have much for bad karma either. Like, probably maybe in a past life, but definitely not this lifetime. I've learned that. I can be pretty wise in that aspect. But, so what I like to do with my spiritual teachings and things like that, I like to go on the internet and I like to find what people are talking about. I like to see where exactly in people's education that they sit at, like where are we? What do you guys know? What do you have questions about? And how can I make corrections on this to make sure that things are precise and that things will run really well, okay? So I've been seeing people talk about how using zodiac signs is against the Bible and it will make God unhappy. All right, so here's the truth of the matter. Over history and in time, there have been politicians or companies or people who want power in history that have taken the Bible and tampered with the scriptures, meaning that they deleted some parts and they added in their own little parts to keep the population under control. Okay, so that's really important to think about when a lot of people want to take the Bible really literally and they want to follow it religiously, right? But, over history, it has been altered. Some parts of it are not true. Okay? And that was all for control. That was all to control the population. So we need to be mindful of that. So, the question is zodiac signs against the Bible? And I've read the scripture. I've read that one little paragraph about that in the Bible, and the way that it was worded, it was something along the lines of God scoffed at astrologers because you should only believe in God. But, the way that it was worded, the energy behind it, it seemed really weird. It seemed like that was made up compared to the rest of the Bible, compared to the way that the Bible was written. It just seems really, really out of place like that. So that could be something that was altered. And since I have done the psilocybin mushrooms, it opened up my chakras, right? I'm vegan, I've done the psilocybin mushrooms, my pineal gland is decalcified, I have access to my higher chakras. What that means is that I can hear the source energy. I can hear God, I can hear source energy. The way that this works, the way that God and source energy gives you messages is that they put it in through your head, like that, through your crown chakra. So it comes in through your chakras. So if you're a person out there who has never done psilocybin, if your chakras are not completely opened, then I'm not even trying to be mean, but you're probably tripping. Or maybe your messages are really unclear, or they're not really accurate. We don't know that. But, it takes a very special practice in order to actually make sure that your messages are very clear and that they are accurate, okay? So, it is with Jesus. There was like a picture with Jesus at the table. I don't know, a lot of people have probably seen it by now, but the Last Supper of Jesus, all of his disciples were representing the zodiac signs. So, I mean, how would that make any sense? If you're not supposed to use zodiac signs, and why would there be a picture of the Last Supper that represent the zodiac signs? That doesn't make any sense. It seems like that was tampered with, right? Or like using crystals. Okay, so using frequencies and keeping your energy clean, keeping a cleanly hygiene with your frequency, with your spiritual hygiene, that's not going to anger God. It's not. In fact, you will only get praised because my spiritual downloads, my source downloads, they've only been praising me. They've been praising. They've been like, oh, you're doing so well. You're doing so well. Because I can actually hear them because I do what I need to do in order to hear God clearly. Okay? So they've only been praising me. They've actually been helping me more than they've been angry at me. They know I use my zodiac signs. They know I use my frequencies. They know I use my crystals. Like, they can see me. Like, the angels, ancestors, God, they see me doing all of this stuff, right? I got all my crystals. They know I'm doing this, and I'm getting rewarded in that way. I'm getting rewarded in a very light and divine way. It's not like, I will know. I'm so experienced to the point where if it's dark, if it's like satanic, then I will know. I'm getting rewarded in a very holy way. It's not rewards where satanic people get rewards. It's completely different. So yeah, I hope that clears up the air. I don't want people to be afraid of using really, really, really good tools that will actually benefit you. And no, it's not going to make God angry. In fact, I'm pretty sure he wants you to be using that. The thing is that the Bible has been altered by people over time in order to control people and to like take their money or take their energy or take their power so they can have domination over, people. The world domination joke is not really a joke. That's literally what they wanted. So, how better to manipulate people than to, cut out a few things and add a few little things into the Bible because it's the Bible, That's how you manipulate people to get what you want. So, yeah, God gave us crystals. You might as well use them. Like, if God gave you, like, fruits and vegetables, are you just not supposed to eat them? If God gave me, like, a mango, if God gave me, like, a strawberry, so what, I'm not supposed to eat that? So if God gave me this crystal, am I not supposed to use that? And what do crystals do? They give off frequencies. What is a zodiac sign? A frequency. All zodiac signs have a frequency attached to them. No, yeah, it's kind of hard for me to explain so deeply. I hope this makes sense. But yeah, they've only been rewarding me. They've only been praising me. Like, I've seen real, like, angels too. Like, angels reside on, like, a higher dimension. So they're not visible to the naked eye, but with, like, the mind's eye, no, I've seen them. I've definitely seen them. I've seen like flashes of color in the corner of my eye and things of that nature. So yeah, I'm pretty cool with them. They definitely know me. They know exactly what I'm doing. And they're not mad. They're definitely not angry. They would be telling me if I was doing anything wrong, they would definitely tell me. Okay? They would totally tell you. All right? But yeah, you should use it as a tool. Of course, it's really hard to misuse frequency work to manifest your dream life or manifest the life that, you deserve. It's really hard to actually, like, abuse that power. It's really hard to do that. Because energy doesn't lie or anything. Like, you can't just, like, be out here delusional. The universe, God, they're not going to allow you to have things that you're not supposed to be having or whatever. Unless you're doing, like, satanic stuff, then that's a different story. But, I think I've rambled on long enough. I hope that made sense to people. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. I'll try to look deeper into this a little later, but, keep on using your zodiac signs. You will be rewarded in a very divine way with God. It's completely okay. That part of the Bible has to be altered. It sounds just fake. The way it was written, it was just fake.